Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today we bring you my review of the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe class Ravage. And here he is in his alt mode, which is referred to as his re-entry mode, which is sort of the mode he was in when he was fired from Soundwave in the Revenge of the Fallen film. And funny enough, this alt mode is also reflected in the Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Soundwave toy, where the missile in that toy is molded to be a very small Soundwave. So yeah. And I'm going to say right now, I'm going to be making some comparisons with Ravage here to the Deluxe Scorponok from the first movie's toy line, because these two figures are very similar, where their beast modes was the only mode that you see in the movies. And when designing the toys, they had to give them an alt mode. But unlike Scorponok, whose alt mode was completely made up for the toy, this alt mode technically did exist in the movie. This is supposedly what Ravage looks like when he's being fired from Scorponok, not from Scorponok, from Soundwave, and is landing on Earth, referred to as his re-entry mode. Now, the transformation you see in front of you, I don't know if this is 100% how it's supposed to look like, but this is the way I put it. With these, you can tell these are legs. With these legs being bent like this, they give him some pseudo landing gear so that he's at least able to stand on his own. But yeah, and right off the bat, I'm not a huge fan of this alt mode. I'm glad they put in something, but I would have liked something more original. Like, if you imagine, I don't know, Ravage turning into like some kind of jet. Not this, popping some wings and some thrusters on there doesn't really count. And yeah, he's got thrusters here and wings, so I guess he could fly like this. I don't know. But yeah, alt mode, not really that great. It's there, but it's not that great. And it's also not the reason why you would get this figure. Still not bad. Has quite a bit of detail, but most of it's just the Panther mode. It's his beast mode just sort of scrunched up. So it's not that great. So that's about sums up his alt mode. Nothing else to really say. I mean, if you want, you could rotate these cannons up and down to sort of fire. But why would you? I don't know. So let's get on with transformation, which if by looking at this, it's kind of obvious that it's a very simple transformation, and it is. So first thing you do is just you fold the wings in, lift up the cannons, go down here, separate this, and fold this up like so. Oh, the tail, put all the way back, fold down this piece, then separate this, bring this up, and then fold this out, up and around like so, fold down claw, and then bring this chest area in like so. There we go. Make it in like so. There. And then you separate this piece. Bring it down. Bring it down. See, adjust. Then open the claws. Open his claws. And there we have Ravage in his beast mode, more specifically his Panther mode. And it is amazing. Like, the alt mode, not that interesting. It felt like it was slapped on at the last second, because technically he did have that alt mode. Whatever. The transformation is almost insultingly easy, with the drawback being that when you're trying to transform them back, if you don't know what the finished product is supposed to look like, you'll be sitting there trying to figure out what this is supposed to transform into, because it's not really a specific thing. But the Panther mode is amazing. This is incredibly accurate to the to how he looks in the movies. Very, very nicely detailed, bunch of details all over. And he's got a bunch of articulation, which I will now get into. First thing, the one that's kind of odd is that he has a waist swivel, right? He's got a waist. Like, I thought that was for transformation, but no. Unless there's like something else I'm not aware of. He's got a waist. The cannons have double hinges here. He has one there and one there. Has 2 hinges for the tail. One there, one here. Ball joint at the tail. And this blade can be flipped out. So he has a little hidden weapon there. For his hind legs, he's got ball joints here, hinge there, and hinge there, and hinge at his back claw, his back paw, I guess. And for his front legs, he has a forward and back here at the shoulder, as well as a ball joint, a swivel there, and this is also where his Mecha Life feature is, which is right there. When this moves, this also moves internally, which for those of you who I guess aren't aware or don't remember, Mecha Life was a feature that was present in I think most, if not all, Revenge of the Fallen toys, where when you would move like some part of his body, you would see some sort of internal mechanisms move as well. This is what that is. I move his leg, and then you see some sort of internal movement as well. It's a really neat effect for some of them. Like, I think it's more hit or miss, but some of them are really nice. And they don't really get in the way. So on top of this swivel here, you have a bend at his elbow, I guess. So hinge there. And then it's one hinge, but each claw can move individually. His back claws and his front ones, so he can be grabbing stuff with his claws. Really neat. Now, his head doesn't really have articulation, but it does have an action feature. If you notice his spines here, which are made of rubber, he has this big thing back here, which I think blends kind of nicely. It's like a nice little 3-point thing. This causes a sort of attack feature, an action feature for this figure. When you grab this and pull it back, it causes the head and neck to extend forward. They even added the little detail of this moving. So to extend forward, cause the lower jaw to open and his ears to pull back. So I have this sort of biting feature. Really nice. I think I would have preferred that he was just that his head would be on a ball joint and it would move, so that you can have really, really nice stalking poses. But as is, the little action feature is not horrible. It's pretty good. Like I said, I would have preferred if his head. That's my one complaint. Well, on top of being at the very best, if you're really nice, a mediocre alt mode and a way too simple transformation because of a mediocre alt mode. But this Panther mode is amazing. So I would have liked him, instead of the action feature, he had an actual head so that you can, tilt it to have more dynamic stalking poses. But still, what we have is still an amazing figure. And overall, I do recommend it. I like it. Like, you get the figure, like Scorponok, you get the figure for the Beast mode, which is very, very well done. Not for the alt mode or the transformations, because you're not going to be displaying them in those modes. Unless you're some kind of weirdo. I kid. No weirdos. No weirdos around here. If I had different versions of Ravage, I'd probably have one displayed in the thing, after being firing. That's an option. But yeah, figure-wise is really very, very nice. Highly recommend them. Go get them if you're a fan of Revenge of the Fallen, or even of the Universal Ride, because he's in it. So if you wanted to make a sort of ride-based display or something, he's one of them. Now, some interesting facts. I already mentioned that his alt, a little bit about his alt mode and how it's related to Soundwave, both the film and the figure. This figure was repainted several times, I think 4 or 5 times. You have the Sea Attack Ravage, a Recon Ravage, I think there's a stealth one, and then 3 other, and I think 2 or 3 other special Ravages that were in gift sets, in gift boxes with other figures. And that's pretty much it. This figure hasn't really, as far as I'm aware, it hasn't been used for any other character outside of movie Ravage. And that's about it. So yeah, overall, the figure's great. I highly recommend it for anyone out there who's a fan of the movie Transformers. And obviously, if you like what you see, go get it. It's a fantastic figure. I said, my one thing is that I would have liked if the head could actually move, it was on a ball joint, so you can have articulation there. And that's it. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Ravage. And yeah, really like it. Recommend it. This is Composite EnerJoe signing off. Peace out.